Dr. Bharti Patil, working as an assistant professor physics in Maharaja Jivajirao Shinde College, Srigonda, Ahmednagar. We have started our syllabus related to solid state physics, and we have started second chapter, that is X-ray diffraction and other characterization techniques. During our last lecture, we have seen what is the Love pattern, and in that we have considered how crystal structure can be used to diffract the X-rays. In today's lecture, we are going to see what is Bragg diffraction, what is Bragg's law, and what is Bragg diffraction condition. So, what is Bragg diffraction? When we consider a crystal, then in crystal there is regular periodic arrangement of points in three-dimensional lattice. And if we draw a imaginary line passing through these atoms, then it will form atomic planes. It means that here first, second, third, they are showing atomic planes. And in Miller, in first chapter, we have seen that there are various orientation of these atomic planes so that they will be parallel to each other. It means that in a crystal, these atomic planes are randomly oriented. When a X-ray beam is incident on these atoms, then what will happen? The X-rays will get diffracted from that particular atom. And in the crystal, in three-dimensional lattice, there are n number of such atoms by which the X-rays will get diffracted. And there are the planes which are having the higher concentration of atoms, and they will show the diffraction in particular direction. Now the reflected X-ray, these are the incident X-rays and these are the reflected X-rays. So these reflected X-rays will have two possibilities. Either the reflected X-rays will be in phase or the reflected X-rays will be out of phase. Here I have shown one of the case in which the reflected X-rays are in phase, and hence the ultimate or the final amplitude of the wave is has increased. Because the waves are in phase, they will get added. But if the reflected X-rays will be out of phase, then in that case, what will happen? In that case, they are out of phase, and hence there will be minimum or no intensity or the amplitude is observed. So in order to have Bragg's reflection, the law, that is Bragg law, have to be fulfilled. That is 2d sine theta is equal to n lambda. In our previous lecture, in an introductory session, I have told you that this is very much important law, and it gives relation between angle of diffraction, then the wavelength of incident beam, and d is the interplanar distance, that is distance between two parallel planes. Here the plane first, second, third, they are parallel to each other, and hence the d value for these planes will remain same, and the distance between two atoms is called as interatomic distance A. Now here in this diagram, incident X-ray beam is allowed to incident at A, and it will get reflected in this direction. It means that QA is denoting QA, and PB, they are denoting incident X-rays, and in this diagram AR and BS, they are denoting the reflected X-rays. And what is Bragg condition? Bragg condition is that the reflected X-rays will show maximum intensity if the path difference between them is integral multiple of lambda, and this law is called as Bragg's law. It means that in order to have a crystal diffraction, the Bragg's law should have to be fulfilled. Then and then only we will get a maximum intensity and the diffraction pattern will be formed. So let's write the statement of Bragg's law. What is Bragg's law? Reflected X-rays will show maximum intensity if the path difference between them is integral multiple of lambda, that is incident wavelength or the wavelength of X-rays. Reflected X-rays will show maximum intensity if path difference between them is integral multiple of wavelength of X-ray used. Then and then only Bragg's diffraction takes place and we will have a X-ray diffraction pattern. So in order to, this is the statement of Bragg's law. In order to derive Bragg's law, we have to draw such atomic planes which are parallel to each other. I have already told you that in three-dimensional lattice there are n number of such type of orientations. But for simplicity, I have considered these three atomic planes which are parallel to each other. Then QA and PB are the incident X-rays. They are impinging on atom A and atom B. And from this atom A and B, they will get reflected in the direction as shown in figure, and AR and BS, they are showing the reflected X-rays. And hence, if we observe, and also the distance between these two planes and these two planes is same, and it is called as interatomic distance, interplanar distance, distance between two parallel planes, and it is denoted with small d. Then this is the theta. What is theta? Theta is called as glancing angle. Glancing angle means angle made by incident X-ray with crystal plane. What is glancing angle? Glancing angle is the angle made by incident X-ray with crystal plane. And here these rays are following or the obeying the laws of reflection. Therefore, angle of incident is equal to angle of reflection. Now, as per the statement of Bragg, that is Bragg's law, the reflected X-ray will show maximum intensity or they will show maxima when path difference between these two rays should be equal to integral multiple of lambda, that is incident wavelength. If lambda is the wavelength of incident X-rays, then if we observe the X-rays QA and AR, then they are coming from the same plane. And if we consider the rays QA and PB, then the reflected X-ray QS is coming from point B, that is atom B. If we compare these two reflected X-rays, then as compared to the reflected X-ray XAR, the reflected X-ray BS, which is oriented in the direction BS, has to travel extra path, and that path is called as path difference. That is, there is a path difference between the reflected X-rays, and that path difference is called as, is very much important in case of Bragg's law. And here if we observe these two reflected X-rays, then up to this point, then up to this point or up to this point AC and AD, the path traveled by the incident ray and reflected ray is similar, but this reflected X-ray has to travel extra path, that is CB and BD, as shown in figure. In order to find out the extra path that is traveled by the reflected X-ray, we have to draw a perpendicular from point A, that is atom A, to the incident X-ray, and also a perpendicular should be drawn from atom A to the reflected X-ray as shown in figure. What we did, we have considered the planes which are parallel to each other. Then there is the atomic arrangement on which we have incident the X-rays. These X-rays are this monochromatic beam of X-ray, and it is having its wavelength as lambda. When it is impinged on the atom A, it gets reflected, and as shown in figure, from the atom A and B, the reflected X-ray has to travel extra path, and that path is nothing but the CB plus BD, and that path is called as path difference between incident and between the reflected X-rays. And hence, in order to calculate the value of the path difference, we have drawn a perpendicular from atom A to incident X-ray and also to the reflected X-ray. It means that AC is the perpendicular drawn to the incident X-ray beam, and the AD is nothing but the perpendicular drawn to the reflected X-ray beam. Now, if we consider, and theta is nothing but the glancing angle. Glancing angle is the angle made by the incident X-ray beam with a crystal plane. Now we have reached to the half of the derivation, that is, now we have to find out the value of sin theta in triangle ACB. ACB sin theta is equal to CB or BC upon D. What is D? AB value is D. AB is equal to D, that is interplanar distance. So, sin theta upon AB. And AB is nothing but, just now I have explained, AB is nothing but D. So, BC upon D. So, what is the value of BC? BC value is nothing but D into sin theta. Like that, we have to find out the sin theta value in case of the triangle ADB also. In triangle ADB, sin theta is equal to BD divided by AB. And just now I have told you that AB is nothing but interplanar distance D, and hence BD upon D is equal to sin theta, and hence BD is nothing but D into sin theta. So we have obtained these two equations, that is BC and BD. This is also d sin theta, and this is also d sin theta. Just now while explaining, I have told you that the d sin theta and d sin theta, that is CB and BD, is nothing but the path difference between the reflected X-rays. So what is the value of path difference? Path difference in reflected X-ray is given by CB or BC plus BD. BC plus BD. And just now we have calculated the values of BC and BD. Let's substitute these two values in this formula. So we will get d sin theta plus d sin theta. So this is path difference. And hence the value of path difference comes out as value of path difference is equal to d sin theta plus d sin theta is equal to 2d sin theta. Then what is Bragg's law? Bragg's law states that the reflected X-ray will show maxima or will show maximum intensity or will show intense peak when the reflected X-ray, the path difference between them is integral multiple of lambda. So in terms of lambda, so 2d sin theta is equal to n lambda by using Bragg's law. From Bragg's law, 2d sin theta is equal to n lambda, where d is interplanar distance, then theta is angle of diffraction, or it is also called as glancing angle, then n is the order, and lambda is nothing but the wavelength of incident X-ray. So this is called as Bragg's law, and this n is the integer because this law will hold when the lambda will be in multiple of n, that is value of n where n should be equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. And this is the called this condition is called as Bragg's law. So students, in our today's lecture we have seen, in this point we have seen what is Bragg diffraction and what is the statement of Bragg's law. In Bragg's law, the reflected X-ray will show maximum intensity if path difference between them is integral multiple of lambda. And then we have written the Bragg's law as 2d sin theta is equal to n lambda. And we have also derived this Bragg's law by using this figure. And we know that here in 2d sin theta n lambda, it is called as Bragg's law, and d is interplanar distance, theta is the angle of diffraction, it is also called as glancing angle, n is the order of spectrum, and lambda is the wavelength of, n is the order and lambda is the wavelength of incident X-ray, and this n is the integer and its value are 1, 2, 3, 4 like that, and this lambda should be multiple of, this path difference should be multiple of lambda, 1 lambda, 2 lambda, 3 lambda like that. Then and then only Bragg's law will satisfy. Thank you.